choose to spend all that you have on the light, that is where you will be.
Another fantastic video by Sam. Please go back and watch. I'm sure you're all following her by now. If you're not, go follow her. It's amazing that so much of that video, it's like it was in my head, which is crazy because you guys know by now I am friends with Sam. We talk in real life. But here's the interesting thing. As much as she and I talk, and I talk with other creators as well, our process for receiving information is still private, and we do that privately. So it's not like we talk and then we go talk to spirit and it's really a regurgitation of this conversation with each other. No. And so many of the things in that audio were things that I had been thinking and not saying. And also some of the things in that audio that was almost like a Gia just said that. A lot of what came through in her channeling today is what I channeled last Wednesday. And I know for a fact she wasn't there. She didn't see it. So not only was that channeling just great because it validates what I've been saying, don't look at the stuff you don't want to create. We are here as the light bringers to anchor the light, to focus on the light, to manifest the new. It said all of that and then some. This is also another way that you can vet the psychics, the intuitives that you choose to follow. If we're getting the same information, like a different flavor, you know, Sam has her way of bringing it through. I have my way of bringing it through. Each creator has their way of like bringing through information and presenting it. But if they're all basically talking about the same themes, you know we're tapped into this higher source. In fact, that's what brought me into contact with the other creators is very early on in this 4 a.m. stuff. We realized we're talking about the same thing. And so we reached out to each other and connected with each other. And there's a bunch. We're still getting the same things. You guys see me repost Nina, your witchy healer, Alyssa, intuition influencer, Sam, spirituality with Sam, ethical psychic. We're very much tapped into the same thing. And as I come across other videos, I hope you guys are looking at my refollows. You know how to find my refollows or reposts? If you go to my page, just above all my videos, there's a little tab that has like the little arrow circly thing. That's me reposting stuff. There are so many other great creators, both like, you know, professional intuitives like me and others who are just intuitive people tapped in. I'm resharing your stuff left and right because we're all tuned into the same current, these same future potentials, the same information, and we're all sharing it in our own individual way. There's not like some council of witches, although I really wish there were. That would be dope. But there's not like some council of witches where we get together and decide what the message will be. We're all receiving it in our own way, and then we put it out there. And then it's really fantastic when we're verifying and validating each other's stuff. And you know what else is really cool too, is that even among us who are tapped in and those that I've become close with, like we still see things a little differently and get slightly different information in terms of like, it promotes discussion and curiosity about like, oh, so what, when you got that, that made me think of this. And oh, I don't see it that way. I like the way you explained it. Like intuitive information can be different and similar and spark curiosity, and we can disagree on some part of it. Does that make sense? Am I muddying the waters? I'm trying to show that it's this beautiful mix and everyone has their own individual way. And sometimes you will 1,000% agree with someone and sometimes you won't. And like, that's normal. And that's a good and that's a healthy thing because it just kind of helps you determine like where you're at with it, which message is for you. And then when you take it in, you interpret it in your own way and you apply it and it like has new meaning for you. I think it was it Kaylee Explains It All? Your video where you're talking about Juno, you were channeling the goddess Juno, and there was this really great metaphor. Again, this is in my repost. I reposted this a couple days ago. Was it yesterday? I don't know. Time is weird all of a sudden. She gave this great example of a Google Doc to where if we're all collaborating on this document in the cloud and we're all adding our pieces and putting our interpretations on it, then we have this like living document where we're all adding our little piece and helping to flesh it out. But if someone like takes it and then goes somewhere else with it, it might not be as complete because it's only one person's version versus everybody getting their own piece and putting it into one story. That's why very early on, I wanted to make sure that I was clear about the fact that this is a community. I may have started calling it the 4 a.m. Club. I may have I may have started this madness, but my intention was that I was creating a name that we could unite under. It's not about Gia has all the information, everybody listen to Gia. It's about, holy shit, we're having this collective shared experience, and so many people are getting these pieces. Let's come together and talk about it online. This is all part of the rise of the divine feminine, by the way, because the way the world has suppressed women, just always, a lot of women have learned to be secretive and to be like competitive with each other and put a hierarchy in when there shouldn't be. Femininity is a circle and it's inclusion, and matriarchy is everyone gets what they need. And so this movement right now where we're all out here, we're getting insights, we're sharing them, and then we're using our discernment, because as I talked about in my last video, not every message is fully of the light. Sometimes ego gets in there, sometimes some jealousy or some weird shit gets in. I don't know, it's a thing. As we use our discernment, we are free to kind of go around the circle, take in what other people are creating, kind of let it sink in, let it check out, you know, do that discernment piece, so that the end result is we have everything we need to take and then build on this creation, this thing that we're co-creating together. We're co-creating this timeline. So definitely check out that video, and then in the caption I've tagged all those people I've talked about. I'm sure you're already following them, but if you're not, go check them out. They're putting out great stuff. And you guys keep tagging me in your uplifting posts, the intuitive information that you're getting. Keep tagging me in those posts, and I'm gonna reshare and boost everything that is really helping us create this new timeline together.